This is the 2025 Buick Envision Avenir. Is it a hidden crossover gem? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. I borrowed this Envision from my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link down in the description of the video. The exterior color is called Moonstruck Gray, and the interior is called Cool Gray with Slate Blue. Tell me what you think about this color combination. This model comes in all-wheel drive. So for those of you that are looking for those all-wheel drive models, this is definitely something to consider. And when you look at the front end, minus that Tri-Shield Buick logo, you might not think you're looking at a Buick. You're gonna have those nice winged LED daytime running lights. We're also going to have LED headlights and a combination here of some chrome and some gloss black, but I think it works very well together, giving this model a very classy look. And as far as our wheel size, you're going to have 17-inch wheels. You will also find a 17-inch wheel with your spare tire. But the good news is, yes, there is a spare tire. We're going to have heated power adjustable side view mirrors with blind spot monitoring built in. You're going to have a combination of the body color and chrome here, along with the passive entry button for your door handles, not only on the front doors but also on the rear. I always like seeing that in both places. You can lock and unlock all four doors from either door. Here's your remote, lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate, and there is your panic button. And we'll find the roof rails up top, also a panoramic sunroof, something you might not think of seeing with a Buick Envision, but here it is. And we'll finish things off here with our LED tail lights. And again, that Envision logo, your Tri-Shield logo, is going to be back here as well for the Buick logo and the Avenir logo. Under the hood, you will find the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 228 horsepower and 258 pounds-feet of torque. One thing that might be a little bit of a surprise to some is that it is not mated to a CVT. It's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. How about your MPGs? 22 city, 28 highway, 24 combined, and 4.2 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. The gas tank size is 16.1 gallons. You should be able to get about 354 miles in the city on a single tank of gas. Out on the highway, that number should jump to 450 miles. Cargo capacity ranges between 25.2 to 52.7 cubic feet. And you can see that the seat backs fold nice and flat. The cargo cover is removable. Underneath the floor, you will find your spare tire. You can gain access to that. You can actually remove the floor out of the way if you need to. That's nice and easy to deal with. And we'll find a little bit of cargo lighting back here, not on at the moment, but there it is. And one more thing I wanted to show you. If you can't get your power tailgate to open, the very first thing you should always look at is the control on the driver's side door panel. Make sure that it's either set to max, as you can see right there, to 3/4, and that it's not set to off. Let's talk about what your rear seat passengers will find and what they won't find. Plenty of room with the armrest is one thing they will find, as well as a nice large door bin. We'll also have the rear seat pockets on the back of each seat, heated outboard seats, in addition to air conditioning vents, 2 of those, and also a couple of USB options and a power outlet. If you look up here to the seats that are nice and comfortable, we'll find the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. The one thing you won't find back here is the ability to recline these seat backs. One thing that I think should be here, but it is not. There is a little bit of recline built into the seats. However, that's all you have. Earlier I mentioned that you have a panoramic sunroof, and there it is. There is a shade that can be drawn forward to conceal that away if it starts to get too warm in the interior. And you can control the shade right here. You also can have the front portion tilt or slide open. The sticker price is $47,595. Let's see what else you get for the price. Starting with something pretty basic, but it's here, the glove box. Plenty of room with the door bin and the armrest on the driver and passenger side doors. But there's a difference between the seats. Both are power adjustable. The driver's side, however, has something that the passenger side doesn't. The passenger side has lumbar support. But with the driver's seat, you have a massage seat. so. It's a nice thing to have there, a nice little added bonus that definitely works really well. You also have your rear view camera mirror. You can adjust the brightness and the position. Quite a few things you can do there. And you saw the upper console earlier to a small degree, but I'll show you the rest of what's here just so you can know. You have your home link right here with 3 different settings for 3 different garage doors, or 3 different buttons, I should say. And on the driver's side door, we're going to have seat memory. That's right down here. A couple of settings for that. Lock and unlock. You can control the positioning of your side view mirrors and lock or unlock all 4 windows and adjust whether the door or the windows are up or down with those buttons right there. And if you're looking for the power parking brake, there that is. You can turn the auto stop start off and on right there. Lane keeping assist is here. Here are your driving modes. You're going to have off-road mode. Kind of seems a little strange, doesn't it? But it's here. We'll also have sport mode, all-wheel drive, and tour. And if you want to change the overall look of the driver's display, you can do it with this button. You can bring up navigation and have that take over the screen for the most part. Nice to have a couple of other options here as well, depending on how you want things to look. So a very nice, easy to use system right here. Adaptive cruise control is over here. You've got your shifter paddles, and on the back of the steering wheel, you can manage volume on this side and what you're listening to on the left-hand side. We'll also have everything here for our front and rear window wipers. You can push this button right here to run your windshield washer fluid, and here's your shifter. Easy to deal with. Put your foot on the brake, pull back on that, and then you move it into position depending on what you need to do to go back into park. There you go. You push that button right there. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a curvature to this side of the screen that allows it to be more angled towards the driver. And there's a lot going on here. I'm not going to show you everything, but just go over a few highlights. But you can see what all we have. There's a lot here, but that doesn't mean it's complicated. But I do want to go to vehicle and show you a couple of different things. You can show drive mode selection if you want to. That will come up here as well. So let me show you what I mean by that. Now, when I go through the driving modes, you'll see that it comes up on the driver's display, or not just the driver's display, but also on the center screen. Just to show you a little bit of what's going on. Teen driver mode is here, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, whatever you need to do with that. You can go into your climate and air quality and turn or deal with that depending on what you want to do. You can go with auto fan speed. You can see what all is here. You can also control everything down here. So that's nice to know. You also have your heated and ventilated seats. There's the heated seats, 3 different functions there for the driver's side. It's going to be the same thing on the passenger side as you can see over here. I'm going to leave that on because it will be nice and comfortable. It actually is a little bit on the warm side today, getting into the low 80s in northwest Louisiana. I like that. It's better than being really cold. How about your safety features? I know a lot of you like to know about that. Automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, adaptive cruise go notifier, side bicyclist alert, lane change alert, and park assist with braking. And something else that might be a little bit of a surprise here is that you have multiple camera views, as you can see. So you've got your side view, you have your overhead view, you also have your standard view. When you go into reverse, you will get your backup camera right there, as you can see, and you have the overhead view right here. Very nice, very easy to deal with. You have Google Assistant as well. You can ask Google a lot of questions. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I don't want to set anything off in your house. We had the Play Store and then Apple CarPlay and Android Auto right here. They're grayed out because I don't have the phone paired, but if I did, it can be paired wirelessly. A couple of other features here. You have your built-in navigation and something that might be a little bit of a surprise. Ambient lighting. There are quite a few different colors here. We have brightness if we want to adjust that. I don't know that I can get it bright enough to show you anything today. It's just a little bit too bright outside for us to do that, but you can customize your colors. There are quite a few available depending on what you want to do. I don't think it's on par with Mercedes-Benz, but it is here. It's worth noting and mentioning. And here's how you turn your headlights on and off. So you can leave them on auto, you can turn them on, whatever you want to do, or just leave them off, as you can see right there. We also have some other features here as well. As you can see what's going on. If you want to turn traction control on and off, auto high beams, park assist, and your hill descent control. Down here, we're going to find, well, first of all, the cover, but there's your wireless charging pad. You're going to have a 12-volt power outlet and a couple of USB options. This is your volume control for the radio, cup holders, and you have Bombay doors here as far as your center console goes. And a decent amount of room for a smaller SUV where that is concerned. And I don't know how well you can see it, but there's also a head-up display. Okay, here we go on our test drive. And the first thing that you might notice that you didn't know about is that you can drive with the camera on. Any view actually will stay on the screen when you're driving down the road. Now, I do recommend staying focused in the area where you should, looking through your windshield, but you never know when that might come in handy, although you do have the rear view camera mirror. But there could be situations where that's useful to leave that on the screen as well. Just something that I know people have asked me about in the past, so I like to share that. The head-up display is nice and bright. You can go into the infotainment screen and adjust that. It may not have the physical controls to do that, but everything is in the screen to adjust the height, the position, and brightness, and the information that it displays as well. And something I know I forgot to mention earlier, in fact, two things. Number one, you have a heated steering wheel. Kind of seems strange to say that when we're going to be in the mid-80s today, but you also have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. There is a release underneath the steering column right here on the bottom of the steering column that you drop down. That lets you make adjustments. And no matter who you are, you can adjust the steering wheel and the seat to make everything just right for your seating position and driving position, whether you're really tall or maybe not so tall. And I'm sure there are people who can tell us down in the comments section about how they are over 6 feet taller, maybe 5 feet taller or less, and yet they're able to see just fine and get their position just right here in the driver's seat. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that the horsepower and torque is not enough, and it depends on who you are. Some people can say that, and that's their situation. Others are going to say it's just fine, it's not a problem. There's always room for more horsepower, in my opinion, but for what it is, you're not expecting neck-snapping performance, you're not expecting lightning quick 0 to 60 times or anything along those lines. But it gets down the road with no problem. I'm not having any trouble getting up to speed when I need to. Not that I've been going too terribly fast. The speed limit's only 45 miles per hour where I am as it is. But I haven't had any trouble achieving what I needed to with that. And so I think it will do just fine cruising around town, getting out on the interstate, whatever you're doing. Everything should work just fine where that's concerned. Everything's easy to get to. I like that we still have physical controls for the air conditioning. There is a lot of adjustability that has been moved, a lot of adjustments that are here to the infotainment screen. Maybe a little too much. I don't know, it just depends. Some people might think that's a really cool thing to have everything there because it's a little more modern maybe, I don't know. You'll have to tell me what you think about that down in the comments section. I do like having a lot of physical controls. Don't want it to be an overload. But that is part of tidying up the interior. At least that's what a lot of automakers say. And you can see that truck right there. I don't know if you could see that or not, but I guess they thought their lane wasn't quite enough, so they came over the center line right here and got in my lane a little bit. Almost had to take some defensive driving maneuvers right there. But that's a good thing. Be a defensive driver. If you're not, come drive around Shreveport, Louisiana for a little while. That will change quickly. But overall, I have to say, getting off of being distracted by a bad driver, the Envision is definitely a nice vehicle. A lot of great features and functionality here, maybe a little bit more than some people might expect. Tell me what you think. Are you surprised at what this Buick has to offer? So tell me what you think about the 2025 Buick Envision Avenir. Is it a hidden crossover gem? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are as to what you like and what you'd like to see change in the future. Tell me what your thoughts are down in the comments section. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this Envision for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch and give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles that you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.